Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I just finished Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 3, and I have so many questions. So many more questions than I had in Chapter 2. I don't have any idea what was going on. From Chapter 2, when we see the debut of Boruto's Rasengan Usiko, I hope I'm saying that right, as a person who followed along with Naruto up to Shippuden and some of Boruto, I was thinking that the move would work something like Sasuke's Chidori Nagashi, where he extends a Chidori throughout his body, and it's just an extension of the jutsu for protection purposes. As you can see in this chapter, spoilers ahead, the jutsu is planetary, whatever that means. So I'm assuming using the rotation of the planet that they're on, Boruto somehow with this Rasengan can use the rotation of the Earth within his Rasengan, I guess as an amp, but it's almost like it's a trap. The code in this chapter is trapped with the Earth's rotation affecting him, which somehow prevents him from continuing his attack on Boruto. After he makes contact and says Rasengan Uziko, code is pretty much incapacitated. It's almost like he's hit with some sort of, what's the word? He's put off balance. He just has no ability to stand straight. He's almost like continuously dizzy. Now, this is extremely impressive, and it wasn't anything I was expecting Boruto to have in his arsenal upon coming back. I kind of thought he would just be more skilled with his like sword skills. I mean, he spent time with Sasuke. I'm assuming. Okay. Some things that I think are just like obvious from what we've read. In these 2 to 3 years, Boruto has been traveling with Sasuke, and Sasuke is currently dead. I don't know the specifics of how Sasuke dies, but I know he's not here right now. This is really weird. This is definitely not what I was expecting or how this fight was going to go. When Boruto came in chapter 1 and stepped on Ko's face, I kind of knew that there's a certain level of confidence he's coming into this fight with. I did not think he'd have an ability that would prevent Code from actually fighting. Now, this also bodes the question because in the beginning of Boruto, we have a flash forward of Boruto going toe-to-toe with Kawaki. If he has some ability like this that just incapacitates somebody with the Earth's rotation, how does he throw hands with Kawaki on even footing at all? There's no way, right? I don't know, I just feel like I have a lot of confusion reading this. And I felt this way during chapter 2 as well. I'm really hoping this time next month, the chapter 4 opens some definitives for us, or gives us at least some explanation without building more questions. I know early chapters are always rough because you're gonna have to wait and there's no foundation really. This is the foundation being made. Let me not talk about the stuff that confuses me. Let me talk about stuff that's good so far. I really like Boruto's characterization this series so far. My biggest issue with the original series is how similar Boruto was to Naruto without any of his character building that made Naruto the way he is. Naruto was very brash, especially on rewatch. Naruto is very brash and overconfident, and a lot of that it's a deflection of his character because he's used to being a class clown, used to getting made fun of. So he always has a chip on his shoulder going into situations. He wants to be the Hokage, so he's always going to be more for helping the people in trouble, putting a step foot forward. He wants to shine, essentially, especially in the original series. Shippuden, a lot of that chip gets diminished, especially in the second half when Naruto actually starts getting validation. But that's at his core, he's always going to be that person, like, believe it, I'm going to go in, save these people, I'm going to try to show that I am an incredible ninja. That's a big part of just trying to be more distinct. Now, Boruto had a lot of this too, but it was all stemmed from, like, daddy issues, essentially. Because if you think about his characterization, he wasn't bad at anything. Nothing. Homie has several chakra natures, right, already. His taijutsu is excellent. Chakra control, great. I think he has feats already to the point where first series Boruto, like maybe 300 episodes, 200 episodes in, is almost on par with Naruto after time skip before, I think Boruto actually no-dips Naruto after time skip before he gets access to Sage Mode. Especially once he gets karma, and then he gets a firm understanding of karma, it's not even close. A lot of the character's issues were that he had no issues. He has both his parents, Naruto didn't. The country is in a far more stable place, the village, than it was before. He's the Hokage's son in comparison. So if anything, he would see more kinship to Konohamaru than Naruto. And that, I feel like, coming off of the original series and coming into this character, you have to deal with a lot of weirdness. Like they try to fix a lot of it in writing. It doesn't fix the issue, which is his character. I feel like it makes sense for him to idolize Sasuke instead of Naruto. I do agree with that. And his energy that he's come with in these chapters is fitting. His parents, as far as he knows, he has no access to. They're gone. The world is probably in a very volatile state. His focus is the Ten Tails. He wants to prevent the access of another chakra tree being made, or the Infinite Tsukiyomi being an option for the Otsutsuki. He wants to make sure Code doesn't get his desire done, essentially. It seems to be his focus. As long as Himawari's alright, as long as the village is safe, he could kind of care less about other things right now. His main focus is preventing the horrors of the Infinite Tsukiyomi. And that's great characterization, because if he's hanging out with Sasuke is martyr central. Especially after, like, the Naruto series, his main focus is, like, hunting down Otsutsuki. He doesn't raise his daughter, pretty much. He's never in the village, because that's his punishment, quote, quote. So for his war crimes, he probably should have been punished more rigidly, but, you know, his best friend's the Hokage. That's not going to happen. So, as far as what I've seen in this chapter, characterization's a lot better. The style is great. I've seen complaints as far as character designs and stuff like that. I have no issue with anything. The belts don't bother me. If anything, I think Himawari looks kind of stupid a little bit. I'd probably prefer her to have more of a distinct look, I guess. It kind of looks like she was caught in the middle of training. I hope that's not her official outfit, just like a t-shirt. This didn't really look that impressive. Inoshika Cho, I think their designs are kind of like some people just stand out significantly, and other characters kind of feel like they're afterthoughts. So if anything, maybe that's the issue. I think Kawaki looks like how I would expect him to look after a time skip. Boruto is actually superseded what I thought he would look like. And I think the way he wears his cloak, even though you know it's Sasuke's, he kind of wears it his own way. It fits. The way his hair is cut as well, it's not as much of a clover shape in the front. That's a big thing that bothered me about how they did his hair originally. It's like they give him like a little, I guess, how do I describe it? It's like the worst clover bang. I'm gonna put this up in post. This looks terrible. But within these chapters, they kind of change it a little bit to look more like a Super Saiyan bang where it curves over at the front. And I think it fits. The scar in the eye and the headband, great aesthetically. It worked with Kakashi, so, you know, even though it's a different eye, it looks great. I'm very excited for what this series has to offer. Fortunately, I've never made any videos about the original series, so my original reactions aren't on tape, thankfully. Because I hated Boruto. Like everybody else, that shit was hot garbage initially. The anime, even though it digitally looked better, had a better art direction because it looked very similar to Naruto Shippuden. The manga had this really disgusting art style. And they had this habit of making Sarada wear high heels and tight dresses and shit. And it just was not a good look. She's still getting more of that now, but because the characters are aged up, it's a little less jarring. We'll see. In the comments, let me know what you think about this chapter if you've read it. Let me know what you think about Rasengan Uzuhiko. Now that I'm reading it, I have no idea. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. There we go.